Alright, we're going to do things a little bit differently today. Typically I do like a little intro and then go into the game, but we're going to change the format, see if you guys enjoyed that a little bit more. And just go straight into the gameplay. So here we have a TVT. I feel like every time I go to record one of these macro videos, I end up against the Terran player. I don't know why, but that's alright. So we're going to go to 11 supply here, and we're going to rally the SCV while continuing production. So we get a 12 supply depot right at the wall, and then immediately we will follow it up with a refinery. Now compared to a barracks first, or supply depot into barracks, into gas, the Reaper will be delayed about 4 or 5 seconds. But this will push us into a factory much quicker and will allow us to tech up much faster. And I tend to like that a little bit better. I think it's a little bit safer for Terran players. And it's something that can work at any level. So what we'll do here is just continue SCV production. And the barracks is on the way. We have the 1 gas already mining. You can see that we're already at about 70 gas. And the barracks is 75% done or so. So what this will allow us to do is start the factory immediately along with a Reaper. And we are going to continue this SCV production, so these are slightly out of sync, but that's okay. So we get the orbital, the Reaper's on the way. Very small delay here. We get to go right into a factory. Now I could have built the factory down here or over here for the attachment. Would have been a little bit better, but that's alright.
Command center upgrade complete.
It's TVT, and I find that walls in TVT don't help as much. It's not a bad idea to have something there in case there's like a Hellion or Reaper run by, something along those lines. But in this case, we're going to keep it unwalled. And while the factory is building, we can get our second command center. It's right around after the orbital is finished up. Then we're going to slip out a Hellion here. And then build a tech lab. But for now, we'll start the starport.
Add-on complete.
And the only reason we're going with this path is because that Reaper showed up, did some damage to our Reaper, and we just want to play it safe and get that additional unit out. I will move this slightly, as I was saying before. If he comes in with Hellions, he's funneled through here. I could always put a 3rd supply depot on location there as well. But I'm not vulnerable and taking a lot of damage. If he, gets tanks and stuff sieged up over here. Oh. And you can see we just defended that pretty handedly. Nothing too crazy with that. Now I do like to go for the Liberator first. We're just going to play very defensively, and you can do this in any matchup. It doesn't have to be just versus Terran. Liberators are strong in all the matchups.
Command center upgrade complete.
We will now move the command center over, start a 3rd command center to continue along our macro game here. And then we can put like a bunker out front This is really good versus Protoss. Versus Zerg, you could do a full wall with engineering bays and a bunker, things like that. In this case, we're going to keep the engineering bays away from the front, but we will get one now while the third command center is working. I'll come over here and start building medevacs. Now if we want, we can build more liberators. Liberators are very good. But we're going to go for medevacs. And then now that the engineering bay is finished, we can get a couple missile turrets in the mineral lines to play it safe. Make sure we don't die to Banshee or Muta, Oracles, things like that. And from here, we can then increase our production once our third command center is finished up. Ideally, once the orbital is finished up. You can see we're just building SCVs, dropping mules, utilizing our tech advantage. We don't necessarily have like huge pushing power because we don't have stem. But what we do have is very defensive, very strong army. This is a hard position to break into even without stem. And so now that our third orbital is up and running and we have the mule, we can increase our production. I'm going to throw down 4 more barracks in this case because I do plan on going for lots of Marines. And then as we're about halfway saturated or so through the natural, we can grab our other 2 gases. And again, just doing a very simple, easy to follow build here, kind of taking our time. My goal with these videos is not to play perfect and be unstoppable. It's to showcase that at pretty much any level, you can utilize these build orders and succeed. And that's all I want for you guys is the ability to improve and play well. Don't have to be perfect to be good, right? Those are 2 different things. You can be a very good player and not be perfect. It does have a lot of Vikings. We're going to scan again. Now this is one of those things we were talking about earlier, where we don't necessarily have a lot of stopping power without stem. So getting out in there and doing a bunch of damage is a little bit trickier. I kill my liberator, but that's alright. Now stem should be done pretty shortly here. And while we're being pressured, we're just going to take our third anyway. Now I could always just drop this one on location at the third. That's not that big of a deal. But I am just going to wait for stem and then basically stem and a move towards this singular tank. I want to get a second factory as well, but I don't want to build it over there. Could potentially get my tanks trapped.
Research complete.
Alright. And now stem is done. So we are going to attack from both sides. Bring our tanks forward as well. And there we go. Just kind of take our whole army across the map. He's still rallying units into our base. So that works out really well for us. And then we will stem and move up here, siege up our tanks, and GG is called. Now this was only a diamond level game. Had to do it on one of my alt accounts here, so I do apologize for that. But you can see that the build, very clean, very simple, gets you a lot of units very quickly, and makes things very, very powerful. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that that helps all of my Terran friends out there with a nice little macro build to help get you into the new season.